Hello, everyone. So, the subject of ego has been on my mind lately. Has it ever struck you that in this world, there's so much of up is down and good is bad and everything's upside down? Everything's inverted. Everything we're told that is true is not true. And it's so very much the case with ego. How many times have you heard that ego is wrong, that ego is bad, that we must vanquish our egos, destroy your ego, overcome your ego? Ego, E-G-O, stands for edging God out. You know, and this is like sort of spiritual guru types. You know, these are people who we look up to for their wisdom, and then they tell us this stuff. And all of that is absolutely wrong. Hi, my name is Arne Allingham. I'm a spiritual teacher, healer, and ascension guide, and everything I've just said is ego. It's true. This is what I am, a teacher, healer, guide. But the fact that I say so is ego. Everything that you identify as yourself is your ego. That's what the word literally means. So if we start with a fundamental position that ego is wrong, before you've even tried, before you've even put in some effort into life, you're already wrong. You have failed before you've even begun. That's how insidious this idea that ego is wrong really is. Is it wrong of me to want to help other people? To heal where I can? Is that wrong? Is that bad? Because identifying myself as a healer is it's a part of my ego. So here's where things go wrong. When we get inappropriately identified. So like if you start to say, I am, ... and something that you're not. You know, or if you are not aware that it's just an ego identification. So I am a spiritual healer. It's an ego identification. I don't really believe that that's what I am. What I really am is an eternal, immortal spirit being, just temporarily, presently, inhabiting this human body. And while I'm inhabiting this human body, there's some things I'm doing. Temporarily, momentarily, I'm using the skills and talents I have in these ways. Healer, author, ascension guide. I mean, that's just momentarily what I'm doing. I'm not confused about it. But people get very confused about it. They believe that they are their ego identifications, and they really believe it, and they lose sight entirely of what they really are. So how can that go wrong? Let's have a look. People get very identified with the roles that they play. I am a father. I'm a father to my 2 young children, John and Mary. Because I'm ego identified with John and Mary, everything they do reflects on me. So by God, John and Mary better perform, you know, they better accomplish and achieve and reach and strive and you know, they better do more than they're even capable of, because otherwise it reflects on me. People do the same with their partners, their husband, wife, life partner, whatever that is. They get ego identified with their partner. Have you ever heard this? Like somebody says to their partner, like, you can't go out in public like that. What will people think of me if I let you out in public looking like that? Yeah, and my partner has to perform to a certain level. They've got to, you know, accomplish things, or not just look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, because this is my partner. Ego identification. This thing that we hear about so often, narcissism. Oh my goodness, it's almost a dirty word, narcissism. What is a narcissist? It's somebody who inhabits only their ego. They have no conception whatsoever, no feeling, no awareness, no connection, no conception. of anything more than the ego. Now, if you think about it, the ego, it's an identification. It's not real, it's a fiction. You can think of it as being the mirror reflection of you that you see inside your own mind. That's your ego. It's an image that you have of the totality of yourself. Now, if that image is just an image and it's grounded in your connection to Source, in your connection to something greater than yourself, if it's grounded in your heart, in a feeling, a place where there is love, where there is something that is expansive, then it's okay to have that image. It's just how it looks right now. But if it's not grounded, if that's all you have, if you are only your ego identification, then you become desperate. Because it's not safe. I am this fragile, febrile, destructible, vulnerable thing. This thing that's not even a millimeter thick. It's just an image. And I am that. Now I need everybody that I meet to affirm that my image is okay. Oh, tell me I'm okay. Tell me I'm worthy. Tell me I'm good. Put me on a pedestal. Adore me, love me, love me, love me. Tell me I'm okay. Please tell me I'm okay. I have to be okay. You have to tell me I'm okay. And somebody goes against the grain. Somebody cuts you down and, points out some failing, some foible, something that's not okay. Look at what you just did. That's not okay. Oh my God, you're slain. You're slain. You're destroyed. Because your ego image has been cracked and it's all you have. You're just this film of ideation. And now it's been damaged. You're destroyed. So narcissists get ugly because they find someone, the codependent in the narcissist relationship, they find someone that actually probably has this thing, this source connection, a connection to a little bit of their divine light, whether they know it or not. This person who perhaps has a poor self-image and is vulnerable and can be controlled and fed upon. Tell me I'm okay. Feed to me I'm okay. Narcissists are all about the power game. They're constantly signaling their power relationship in the world because the ego needs to be affirmed and verified and validated by everybody else all the time, because otherwise they die. Okay, so this isn't really all about narcissism. It's just to show you that's where it goes when ego is all you have, when it gets out of control. Because really ego it's this false, this illusory, not false, this illusory creation that I have, so that I have an idea of who I am, so that I can check how I'm doing. It's like how do I know I'm doing okay in this world? Well, let me look around. How's everybody else doing? I seem to be doing okay with regards to everybody else. That's a very normal and actually almost healthy ego thing to do. It gets out of control. Oh my God, I got to do better than everybody. The whole competing with the Joneses thing. I've got to out compete to show that I am special. This overweening identification with the ego. So when people tell you to destroy your ego, to vanquish your ego, to beat your ego, to diminish your ego, all of that stuff, I suppose if I take the very best possible view of it, they're probably saying, don't invest in this false image, let it shatter, let it break. Find an authentic image. I suppose, if I'm being charitable, that's probably what they mean. Because if you don't have ego, you can't get out of bed in the morning. There's no sense of any purpose, any direction. If you don't know who you are, if there's nothing that you want, no drive, no meaning, no purpose, no direction, what are you going to do? You're not going to do anything. People who teach you to destroy your ego, if they have no ego, they will have no attachments, none. They wouldn't bother to show up to tell you to destroy your ego. There would be no feeling, no care, no. But okay, so somebody's published a book, and in the book it's destroy your ego. Well, go ahead, go and plagiarize that book. Feel free. Because that person has no ego attachment to their book, to their words. They've got none whatsoever. They don't care what you do. That's what they're saying. If they've got no ego, they don't care. So plagiarize their book. Just steal the whole thing and republish it under your own name. See how quickly they sue you. Ego. That's mine. You can't take my words. My words. That's ego. They're mine. So the whole idea of destroying your ego is false. But if that's false, then what's true? What's correct? Why do I say attempting to destroy your ego is putting yourself on a path towards hell? And why do I say loving your ego is putting you on a path towards heaven? Let's check that out. If you are destroying your ego, the part of you that functions in this world, the part of you that makes decisions, that tries to take care of your body, tries to be healthy, tries, that has, like, I should be doing this, I should be doing, has these kinds of ideas. That's your ego. If you're destroying your ego, what's actually happening? Who's destroying the ego? Who is that has an idea that I should destroy my ego? That's your ego. So your ego then becomes bent on self-destruction. How is that going to work? So you destroy the part of you that just does, that chooses, that has a will and a feeling about direction. You destroy that. Okay, what then? What then? What are you? Who are you? No answer. So, I mean, if you're going to go and be a monk and, sit on a mountaintop and just meditate all day and someone's going to bring you food, yeah, I suppose you could probably do that. But rather, love your ego. Now think about that. Your ego is the part of you that you've identified as self. This is the first step towards loving yourself. Become aware there is a someone. There is an image in my mind of Arne Allingham. And there's an image of who he is and the kind of person he is and how he is in the world and the things he does in the world. And I am deciding to love him. That means I am re-identifying myself instantly. I'm re-identifying myself from him to that which is greater than him. I'm becoming conscious of being the divine being. And I am loving this creation of mine. And if I love the creation of mine, the creation feels loved. It feels secure. It feels safe. I'm not beating and berating and damaging and hurting as I would be if I was trying to destroy my ego. I'm loving. I'm seeking to raise up. I'm seeking to improve, to make more, to give more light, give more energy, to feed, to nourish, to adore this creation of mine. So it grows. It becomes healthier and stronger. It becomes more safe. The divine light that is inside of all of us cannot shine through wounded, damaged, blocked, traumatized parts of self. If your body is unloved, it becomes ill. If your body is ill, it's very hard for you to be happy. If your body is really sick, it's very hard for you to be raising the frequency of your consciousness. Just the same for your ego. If your ego is unloved, disrespected, reviled, judged, it's very hard for you to inhabit that ego and to be raising the frequency of your consciousness. And if you can't be raising the frequency of your consciousness, you can't be shining your light into this world. If you can't shine your light into this world, you cannot see your light reflected back at you from the world, so that you might really fall in love with yourself, with your light, with that which is really more than you, that which is the divine you. You'll never see it and you'll never learn to love it because you're despising the vessel that carries it into this world. So that's a whole big mouthful. Bottom line, friends, your ego is not your enemy. It's your illusory self that you carry around inside your mind. What it needs more than anything is for you to show up for it and to love it. Love your ego. It's the first step on the path to heaven. This has been Arne Allingham, spiritual healer and ascension guide and author, speaking to you on the subject of ego.